Good morning. It's such a joy to be with you on the fourth day of our challenge. Today, we're going to talk about something truly powerful, our beliefs, and also the excuses we use to justify our actions or inactions. Let's start by talking about how our beliefs are formed. Throughout life, we build ideas about ourselves, others, and the world based on past experiences, perceptions, and personal interpretations. It's like we're assembling a puzzle using the pieces we have available at that moment. But those pieces don't always fit perfectly, and often, we keep using outdated interpretations that no longer make sense today. As a result, we develop automatic, distorted, and often negative thoughts. They feed a vicious cycle that's hard to break, especially when they're rooted in fear, pain, or unresolved experiences. But beliefs are not absolute truths. It's essential to remember, beliefs are not facts. They are personal interpretations shaped by context, experiences, and emotions. And the good news is, if they were learned, they can also be reviewed and redefined. When we start observing our beliefs with more awareness, we can identify the ones that are holding us back and make room for healthier and more empowering thoughts. These limiting beliefs often show up in subtle ways. I'm not capable. There's no point in trying. It's always been this way. There's no hope for me. But you don't have to stay stuck in these narratives. We need to learn to deconstruct before we can rebuild. When you identify a limiting belief, ask yourself honestly, where did this idea come from? Does it align with who I am today? Is there real evidence that this is true? What other possibilities exist? This exercise opens the path to a lighter, more expansive mindset. Believing change is possible is the first step to actually making it happen. Now, let's look at some limiting beliefs related to smoking. Let's explore some common beliefs among people who smoke. Belief number 1, I need to smoke to organize my thoughts. In reality, the cigarette might just be associated with a pause. What if you tried creating that pause in other, healthier ways? Belief number 2, smoking helps me concentrate. Nicotine might give a temporary boost, but it doesn't consistently improve concentration. There are much healthier ways to achieve focus. Belief number 3, if I quit, I won't feel this pleasure anymore. That pleasure is fleeting, and what follows? Anxiety, guilt, dependence. True pleasure can be found in practices that nourish your body and mind. Belief number 4, I'm not harming anyone. Secondhand smoke is real, and more importantly, you also deserve care and protection. Belief number 5, I can quit whenever I want. This creates the illusion of control, but quitting requires more than just willpower. It requires strategy, support, and commitment. And it's okay to need help. Belief number 6, cigarettes make me happy. Ask yourself, is this well-being real? Or is it a temporary relief for unresolved tension? Today's invitation is to reflect. What excuses or little lies do you tell yourself before lighting a cigarette? The more awareness you gain about these thoughts, the more power you'll have to transform them and to create a healthier, more authentic, and free reality. Now, let's go deeper into limiting beliefs, especially those tied to smoking. Let's start with the illusion of relief. It's important to understand that the issue isn't just the excuses we make or the false benefits smoking seems to offer. The real issue is how short-lived those positive sensations are and the vicious cycle that follows. We seek relief, feel a fake sense of well-being, and soon after, discomfort returns, asking for more. This happens because cigarettes often act as an emotional smokescreen. They try to hide deeper feelings, sadness, anxiety, boredom, frustration. They serve as a form of self-medication, but it's a flawed and temporary strategy. Now, let's talk about the cycle of emotional and chemical dependence. When we turn to cigarettes as a solution for emotional issues, we create a dependence that ironically worsens those same problems. The more we seek relief through smoking, the more trapped we become in that cycle. It's crucial to recognize smoking is not a real solution to deal with difficult emotions. On the contrary, it distances us from the true strategies of emotional care and well-being. Let's look at healthy alternatives to replace false beliefs. Let's think together. If you believe smoking calms you down, why not try other ways to reach that calm? You could try meditation, conscious breathing, a light walk, or even a few quiet minutes alone. All of these can be much more effective and healthy. If your belief is smoking helps me organize my thoughts, try this. Take a few minutes in silence. Write down what's on your mind. Organize your tasks, set priorities. You'll see that what you need is clarity and focus, not smoke. Now, let's transform a limiting belief into an empowering one. The next step is to turn what's holding you back into something that propels you forward. And how do we do that? Confront your fears. Set clear goals. Look for real evidence that contradicts your old beliefs. Constantly affirm your capacity for change. By doing that, you start building a new story about yourself. A person who is capable. A person who learns from challenges. A person who grows, evolves, and transforms. Here's a powerful tip. Associate pleasure with new habits. It's not enough to simply replace a habit. You need to emotionally connect with your new experiences. Feel joy when practicing self-care. Celebrate every achievement, no matter how small. Over time, your mind will begin to associate those positive feelings with your new phase. Trust that you are capable. Stay strong in the belief that change is possible. You already have within you the strength needed to overcome any obstacle. Trust in your potential. Keep going. Thank you for being here with me today, reflecting and growing. Tomorrow, we'll talk about stress and anxiety and how they impact our habits and decisions. I wish you a blessed day, and I hope you feel supported by everything we've shared today.